think he has everybody beat before they leave the truck, from a confidence standpoint.
Yeah, right. I agree with you. See, you're being negative. You're being negative, bro. You just think like, dude, you're all up on him, dude. I know.
I might be, and we should be at this point. But I think he leaves the truck knowing, and I think everybody else leaves the truck knowing that they're racing for second. And I think that's a tough position to be in as a younger rider in the 250 class, right? So, knowing that the kid never gets tired, knowing that he can sprint better than anybody, knowing that if he falls, he can come through the pack. Like, there's not a negative really that the kid has on the track on Saturday. So like, that's a tough position to be in if you're any of those riders I just named off, leaving the truck, like I said, like going down to the line, knowing that you're racing basically for second, unless
I think he's reactional, like, all right, who's going to be a challenge this weekend on certain weekends? Probably like very similar to you, similar to me, like certain weekends guys had a little more fight in them. So, it kind of changed up what I had to do, maybe ride a little harder here, maybe change my line over here. And, it's fun because it keeps you motivated. Right. But I think I agree with you. I think he goes to the line knowing he's got it on lock, as much as the other guys, want to know that they have a chance, and they do. But also, if you're being real about yourself and with yourself, there's an element there where, like, dude, it's going to be tough to beat this dude. And again, I go back to like Jet. There's nothing wrong. Like, dude, all these other dudes that Deegan's racing are great riders. I have a lot of respect for him, but like, Deegs is just good.
I mean, look, if you take Haiden out of the equation, right, we'd have our 250 battle would be pretty insane, right? Everybody second back is very close, and we're swapping motos all the time. It's Haiden that's been consistent. That's why you see that points gap every single moto. If he's not second, he's first pretty much every time. And dude, and you can see the confidence, like when it goes down the line. Did you see the start? I think it was at maybe second moto of Haiden, like massive whole shot, like midway down the straightaway, massive. You could already see, and like, obviously, yes, he's on a great motorcycle. Star has that YZ 250F definitely figured out, and from the horsepower standpoint, it's probably one of the best ones out there. But you don't do that just based on horsepower. You do that with the horsepower, the great team around you, and the confidence that goes
you just said something that like made me think about like Haiden RV, and like, dude, okay, this is what his third year. Not you're seeing everything finally come together. All those rookie mistakes are gone. Dude, he's getting smarter. Now he's raced at these tracks multiple times. He probably, I'm guessing this, like, you get a little more savvy on how to set your bike up. The tendencies of certain tracks. So now you're going to these places repeated times. So you're going to continue to get better on that side of things. Like, I know I was 10 times better my third year. You were 100%. 10 times, right? Dude, you know what to expect, you know how to adjust, and you make do, right? And I think that's what you're saying. It's a tough combination to beat. However, some notables, dude. Hurrup did good this weekend. They made a little Triumph guys, give you guys a little nugget. They made a small improvement to the bike as far as power goes. Had a little new part to put on there, and both him and Jalik's done a hell of a job coming off that Achilles. Another weekend, 2 top 10s back to back. Is probably in the pain cave, not having his right coming back. He did a hell of a good job. And
he did fifth Moto 1, sixth in Moto 2. So that's for sixth overall. So they don't know, that's no joke, man. It's that class is tough. That track is tough.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about too, like you said it, as far as the 250 goes, it's competitive, that you like second on down to 10th, dude. It's like musical chairs in there. It's a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoy watching those guys, and which dudes are going to run up front, which guys are going to be fighting for podiums, and which guys can come from behind. It's dude, it's a stacked field. They're all just so close in time. It's really fun to watch.
No,
right?
It is.
Hey, moving along to Dunlop debate. Sure, the boys had the scoop tire on this weekend. Dunlop. What'd you use? Speaking of Dunlops, what'd you run at Mammoth?
Actually, Rob Fox was there. Mammoth pretty hard. A concrete gate also, by the way, so we don't start on those very often anymore. But
yeah, how was that?
It's tough, man. It was tough to get back in the swing of doing concrete gates. I know I grew up on concrete gates when they were a thing, but no, it was tough. But Rob Fox was able to. He goes, hey, we got spec tires in the truck right now that, they're Dunlop's selling a spec tire now. So don't ask me what the numbers were on it. I said, just brought my wheels over there and he put them on there. But no, it was great. Dunlop is a huge supporter of pro motocross, but also the amateur side. It's the premier tire for amateur racing and premier tire for pro motocross and supercross. But yeah, I ran a spec tire. Like I said, I don't know the actual number of it, but man, it was good. It was good. Got me off the gate, handled, and it worked really well on the track too.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.